Welcome to episode number 13 of Turning $100 into $1 million, the series where I risk a whopping $100 in an attempt to turn it into $1 million for your sake, for your entertainment. Now, we have some breaking news as far as a stock that we looked at in a few episodes ago, and we'll also look at an update on my current portfolio. But as for the free stocks that I received in the last episode, and if you haven't seen that episode yet, the link will be down below. As always, the previous episodes are in the description. But I haven't received those free stocks yet. They're still waiting to settle. And I'm not going to spoil what free stocks I got if you haven't seen the last episode yet. But they are pretty good value, and I got two of them. So you can definitely check that out. And if you'd like free stocks as well, my link will be down below in the description, where you can get a free stock valued up to $1,400. My link will be down below. You sign up there, open an account, and you'll get a free stock without even having to deposit any single dollar. So Viacom still in the green, but unfortunately for OXLC, it will take some time to come back. But we are starting to see the country reopen. The Dow was down today that perhaps we're opening the country too soon, but the day before the market did rather well. So it's been a little bit choppy, a little bit crazy lately, and I think only good things are to come ahead. I don't think we're going to have too much of a drop yet. Again, a video will be coming soon in the future whether I think we have reached the market bottom yet. Look out for that. So if you'd like to see that video and don't miss it, then be sure that you are subscribed if you haven't already. I don't know what you're doing if you're not subscribed. Be sure you are subscribed to the channel. I post videos every single week without fail. Never miss one. And hit that notification bell as well, so that you're notified every time I make a new one. ABR, we're just a little bit down because the market dropped, but it was actually in the green last time I checked before today. VIAC, I'm thinking of just selling, but I don't know. There's no point really. We still have another about $20 perhaps potential that we can get. So I don't think there's any reason to sell, but it is up a nice over 18% since I got the free stock initially. Even when the market was down today, VIAC was up, and saw a little bounce there. That's nice coming into this past Thursday. It's looking very good. 1 month, if it break through $19, I think it would just rally from there with no stopping in sight. ABR took a little hit, kind of trading sideways now. OXLC actually did manage to barely just tick up today into the green, but the 1 month and 5-day chart aren't looking so good. But seems there that the support number would be 241. You can call it the 240s. So as long as it doesn't touch to that territory, I think we're in good hands. The news I wanted to cover in this episode is regarding AMC. AMC has had a wild last couple of weeks. If you remember way back when, a few episodes ago, I was talking about how I was actually considering shorting AMC just because they were filing for bankruptcy, and I didn't think that they would see a profit in sight anytime soon. And with the lockdown going on and restrictions at that time, looked like there was no end in sight. So I was just considering shorting AMC as they were going to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And then they were able to get the funding necessary. They were able to raise some capital, and that did them very good. So let's see if we could find that kind of on the chart here. I would imagine it would be like right there is where they got the funding. So it went back up, and some people shorting the stock lost a lot of money. People hoping and betting that AMC would make a comeback did have a very good day. Then it kind of drifted back down. But then recently something crazy happened. Big announcement. Amazon is actually considering a buyout. So that's why, if you look at the last 5 days, you can see that noticeable spike from Friday into Monday's trading day. See how much that is. Over a 56% gain. And then a little bit down regarding the talks, because it may or may not happen. But just that rumor alone, see how much of a difference there after it was just going sideways pretty much for the last couple days before that. So let's read up on that. So AMC here. AMC stock soars after report Amazon held merger talks. So the movie theater chain's market cap was down to just over $200 million. What a discount last month before bouncing as COVID-19 resulted in theater shutdowns. Shares of AMC Entertainment Holdings, which is the corporate name, of course, rocketed on heavy volume Monday after a media report that the struggling movie theater chain had held buyout talks with Amazon, as AMC's value has shrunk since the COVID-19 pandemic led to theater shutdowns worldwide. AMC did respond to a request for the comment. The stock shot up 30% to $532, the highest close since March 4th. Trading volume spiked to 105.2 million shares compared with the full day average of about 9.1 million shares. And Amazon shares also rose, but was down today. That's a dynamic ticker symbol right there in the article. Now, Amazon, as you know, was the parent of Amazon Studios as well, so that would be quite the merger. And AMC, which is the parent of AMC and Carmike theater chains, but a smaller chain in the US, and the Odeon Cinema chain in the UK, have been struggling since the COVID-19 pandemic has led to shutdowns of movie theaters across the globe. And meanwhile, Amazon Prime Video was recently ranked second behind Netflix among US streaming consumers. So the big tech giants and Netflix and Amazon Prime included, of course, Zoom stock is doing very well as well. Those companies are actually thriving during these times with an increase in consumer base and user base. So AMC's market cap fell to a low of about 216 million last month before bouncing to 554 million as of Monday's close. And 216 million is quite low compared to the kinds of companies that we're dealing with. The market value was down from 751.9 million at the end of 2019 and from 1.44 billion a year ago. That could be because of the rise of Netflix and streaming services, and now with Disney Plus and Hulu Plus and all the 9 yards. That could be why AMC did see a dip even from just a couple of years ago before the pandemic. So it is still down from year to date, and still from the last 12 months it is way down. We will see if this happens. Shareholders are watching this like a hawk, and it would be quite the merger to see. I'm curious if they would completely rename the AMC theaters. I wouldn't be surprised if one day you would see Amazon theaters across the US. So that would be interesting. Perhaps a size prime popcorn and a bit of Bezos butter on your popcorn. We shall see. And then this was an interesting read here. Does it make sense for Amazon to buy a movie theater chain? In large part, they are a digital company with digital services like AWS, Amazon Web Services. Doesn't make sense to buy an actual movie chain. So this economic downturn created by the pandemic would prove to be a moment of historic conglomeration if massive companies pony up to buy firms that are either experiencing a new growth or facing the expiration of an old way of life. No two companies represent that divide better than movie theater chain AMC Theaters and the food delivery app Grubhub. Already in financial peril before sitting indoors with strangers became impossible, the country's largest movie theater chain may not have the liquidity to hold out through the shutdown. Interesting estimate, deliveries increased by 30% in March for Grubhub, which is the largest uptick the sector has ever seen. That was for Grubhub, not AMC, of course. So AMC, the chain, has over 1,000 locations, and got to be thinking Disney and Time Warner all of a sudden have their pencils out. So AMC is like Sears or J.C. Penney, comparing them to a retail industry now. These guys are in real trouble. J. Crew just filed for bankruptcy. Neiman Marcus bankruptcy. So you have to wonder, will AMC be able to sustain? I know it's a pandemic, but would they be able to sustain just normal way of life with the shift towards streaming and video on demand? And there were wars between AMC theaters and the Universal Studios and other big studios, being that these major studios were just releasing these movies direct to demand, and AMC was missing out on all this revenue. So, for example, they released the Trolls World Tour movie, which was a big release and Comcast said, you're not allowed to do that. It's a typical distribution fight. Similar to the 80s and 90s when JCPenney said, Levi's, if you're trying to sell your denim direct to consumer via the website, we're not going to carry you. So very reminiscent of the move towards e-commerce in general is what we're seeing here. And I thought here that if Amazon did own AMC, it would just release their Amazon Studios TV shows as a 4-episode streak per se in theaters, so you wouldn't necessarily be watching all these movies, but rather their own studio TV shows, and that's quite a way to profit. Amazon once again showing no bounds to its ambitions as it acquired Whole Foods and so many other companies like Ring, and they're just acquiring and taking over the world. And when Amazon bought Whole Foods originally, it was at $14 billion, which still in Amazon's eyes is quite small, and now we're dealing with a $500 million market cap when it comes to AMC. So it would be very easy to write that paycheck and just buy out the entire company for them if they wanted. But it is something they have to consider and look at all the factors that would go into it, and would it make sense for the company to do that? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Tell me down below what you think about this. Do you think Amazon should buy AMC? Do you think it's a good move? Do you think theater chains are practically obsolete now with all the streaming services? What are your thoughts on that whole industry and sector? Tell me down below in the comments. But net account value still technically in the green as we are at 102.23 net account value. Took a hit today. Hopefully in the coming weeks we will see a change. Hope you enjoyed that episode. If you did, be sure to give the video a big thumbs up, smash that like button, and if you'd like to see more videos from my channel every single week, be sure they are subscribed. and hit that notification bell as well, so that you're notified every time I make a new one. See you in the next video.